So I was having a conversation with my brother, just talking about the Super Bowl, all the things that went down, and I thought he brought up an interesting point. Everyone in the media is talking about what the Chiefs did well and what the 49ers did poorly, which obviously makes some sense. The 49ers lost, Kansas City won. It makes sense to talk about things from that perspective. But I thought he had an interesting point where it's like, well, Kansas City still did a pretty good amount wrong too. I mean, they got down by 10 points in the fourth quarter to begin with. So what did they do wrong? And so I thought it'd be an interesting video to just make. Let's talk about what would be some of the narratives that would come up if the Chiefs lost. What would we be talking about? And honestly, probably the main thing we'd be talking about is Patrick Mahomes' bad day. I mean, if the Kansas City Chiefs did not complete this comeback, we'd all probably all be saying, man, they had their opportunities and Mahomes just blew it. If we all blame Lamar Jackson for having over 500 yards in a losing effort against Tennessee, we would certainly blame Mahomes for this game. And he had some bad moments early on, and so let's just get into his bad moments early on. Like on this play, this was actually very early on in the game. What's going to happen is that it's a cover one linebacker blitz, so it's going to be a five-man rush, but that's actually good for the Kansas City Chiefs because those are the two routes that they're going to have their receivers on the bottom half of the screen run, and more specifically their halfbacks route, the route to the bottom half of the screen. This is the route they love to run. They love their wheel routes with their halfbacks. They're going to look in that direction. This is literally the third play of the game for them. This is the third down and 3, starting things off. And after the ball is snapped, I mean, you look, Williams is definitely open. This is definitely a situation where Kansas City can convert here, pick up the first down, and continue to drive. Now, in fairness, D Ford is kind of in the way right there, so Mahomes is going to have to try to throw it around Ford and still get it to Williams so they can pick up some yards. But ideally, this could go for not just the first down, but this could go for a lot. I mean, if Williams can make a move in open space, which he certainly is capable of, as we will see later on in the game, he could absolutely be gone for, 20 yards, 30 yards. I mean, who knows? However, Mahomes just misses this throw, which not only stops them from getting a big gain, it stops them from getting the first down, and they have to punt. Moving ahead to quarter 3, this might have been his worst quarter actually, where what happened on this play is it's going to be third down and 12 right here, so already kind of a tough situation, and Kansas City, they're down 13-10, so not the end of the world by any means, but ideally you do not want to give San Francisco the ball back because if they can get the ball into the end zone, then they're up 10 points and now you're down 2 scores. And I mean, coming back from 2 scores in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, that could definitely never happen. But anyways, for San Francisco, they're playing a little bit safe. It's going to be a cover 3 zone, but they're going to be playing very far off. They're just trying to prevent basically a first down from happening. They're fine with you gaining 7 yards. They don't want you to gain 13. So that's what they're doing with this coverage. And for Kansas City, they do have a receiver running that route right there, which is a pretty decent route on paper against this type of coverage. But the problem is this is the kind of route that San Francisco is looking for to defend against. They are fully aware that Kansas City could be trying to have something deep happen here. And so as you see after the ball is snapped, when Hill does cut in as though he could potentially be open, this is kind of that gap in coverage. But the problem is that a linebacker realizes this and is going to step in his way. This is Fred Warner, who's obviously a very good player, and he makes a great play to basically shut this play down. At this point, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you should say, okay, that route has been taken care of. I can't look there anymore. I got to try to find something else that's open. But Mahomes, I think just desperate at this point because he's only scored 10 points in this game, decides to make a throw there anyways, and it gets intercepted. And it's just a mistake from him. It's honestly a dumb decision, quite frankly. It's a decision he should not have made, and that was a huge blow in that game. I mean, San Francisco would score another touchdown, and just like that, you're down 10 scores, and that play really did put him in the hole. He definitely had some missed throws, but the dumb decision was, I mean, he was actually pretty smart throughout most of the game, but I do think that when you're used to just being able to move down the field at will, sometimes when that doesn't happen, you get frustrated, you make those mental mistakes because you are losing, because you are struggling, and you want to just not have a 3 and out, you want to get the first down, but sometimes you have to throw the ball away on third down. It sucks, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Because it's way better that than the 5% chance of getting a first down and a 75% chance of that resulting in an interception. It might be the dumbest throw Mahomes has ever made in his career, quite frankly. There was just no reason for it. He probably just didn't see Warner is what happened, I'm assuming, but Maybe he did, and he just felt like he maybe could throw it through. Either way, just not the correct decision by Mahomes. There was also this play where it's going to be a cover 4 zone, and he's going to have a receiver running that route right there, which is a pretty good route against this type of coverage. At a certain point, it will get into a gap in coverage. Basically, when it gets in between two of the 49ers who are in charge of covering the middle of the field, then Mahomes should throw it through there. There will be a window where he can try to make this throw. He's going to have to time it well, but there absolutely will be a window, so that's when he's going to have to make this throw. And after the ball is snapped, as you see, basically now is when he should be making this throw. The receiver is about to cut in between those two 49ers right there. That's where Mahomes is looking. It makes a lot of sense. This can absolutely result in a first down. Although keep in mind, there is pressure coming from in front, which not a lot of pressure. Mahomes has plenty of room to throw the ball, but he can't really throw it exactly to where he wants to because that could get batted up. So instead, he's going to kind of try to sidearm this one a little bit, which makes some sense. He is very good at sighting arming the ball, but he's going to end up just missing the throw, which is a problem. It seemed like he missed a couple of throws like that where he tried to sidearm it and just completely whiffed on it, which usually he's very good at it. On Super Bowl 54, especially through 3 quarters and a little extra, he was not very good at it. And that's not to mention this play, which was the crucial second interception of the game. This is a huge spot right here. There's 12 and a half minutes left. It's a 3rd down and 6. So you really want to get the first down here. You want to punch it in. You're down 10. So to make it a 3-point game is huge because then San Francisco has to score a touchdown to make it a 2-score game again, because if they just kick a field goal, it's a 6-point game. A touchdown takes the lead. So getting a touchdown here is absolutely huge, but more than anything, you have to just get points, make it a 1-score game, and then if you get the ball back, you can at the very least tie the game. And it's a pretty good situation for Kansas City right here. San Francisco is going to be in a cover 2 man right now, and to have Hill running that route, it's a good route against this type of coverage. Actually, it's the ideal route against this type of coverage, so when your number 1 receiver is running the best route against a certain type of coverage, that's pretty much all you can ask for on a pivotal 3rd down and 6. And so it went from having the best situation pre-snap to now it's going to have the best situation post-snap as Hill gets open right here. So for Mahomes, make this throw. Hill will be able to almost definitely get the first down right here. Worst case scenario, there's an amazing tackle and he's a yard short, but the chances of that happening are like 5%, and even if it does, then you could consider going for it. So this is a great situation for Kansas City. However, Mahomes' throw is a little bit behind Hill. It gets batted up and unfortunately gets intercepted. It's tough to really say that resulted in an interception, but at the end of the day, it was definitely a missed throw, and that kind of, in a sense, resulted in the interception. It's fluky with the fact that it bounced off Hill's hands and got intercepted, but it definitely was a missed throw from Mahomes. There's no doubt about that part. Also, Tyreek Hill, you should make that catch, but it was a bad throw as well. So their all-star quarterback, their superstar quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, missing a throw, and then their star receiver missing the catch, resulting in an interception. That's just, your biggest players not coming up big on the biggest stage. I mean, that would have been the narrative had they lost this football game. Even this play, this was the 2nd down and 15 before the infamous 3rd down and 15, or famous, depending on which side you're on, where what's going to happen is that it's going to be a cover 4 zone, and to have Hill running that route right there, it'll get, at the very least, close to the first down marker if it doesn't get the first down, but it can at least make it for a much easier first down. And after the ball is snapped, Hill runs a great route. Definitely, 2 49ers are pushed further back. He's going to now cut in. Mahomes has a chance to make this throw and allow him to get the first down, but even if he doesn't, they're at least going to gain some yards here. And he is going to get the ball past the 50-yard line, which would have been a first down, but he just throws it a bit too low. Again, maybe Hill could have came up with it, but if he throws that one higher, that's an easy completion. And also, then you have Tyreek Hill in open space, and who knows what happens once that happens. So, Mahomes, he was just off on this play, and had he been right on, they get the first down easily, and you don't have to worry about a 3rd down. But then there's the flip side of, Mahomes struggled so much up until this point, but then really, this was the last play. The very next play, he converted on a bomb on 3rd and 15, which was just a tremendous play by him, and he was able to rally the team to get the comeback. So, it definitely is interesting. I find it kind of fascinating the way that we talk about things because of how it worked out. I think that if Jimmy Garoppolo hits that bomb to Emmanuel Sanders and they get the touchdown to take the lead late and the 49ers hang on to win, then everyone talks about this game as what a terrible performance from Mahomes. Mahomes screwed it up. Yeah, he played well at the end, but if he just played better the first 3 quarters, they would have ran away with it. But at the same time, that probably wouldn't be a fair narrative either because he did play so well late in the fourth quarter. So, narratives are a bit misleading, but I thought it'd be a fun video to break down what went wrong for Mahomes, the mistakes he made early on. Just to talk about it, I thought it'd be a fun video. And, after my Jimmy Garoppolo video, one of the things I said is that it doesn't really matter what you did so well in the first 3 quarters. What history is going to remember is you missing a couple of key throws late. And it's kind of the opposite for Mahomes. It doesn't really matter that he struggled so much in the first 3 quarters. What history is going to remember is the 3rd and 15 bomb. It's him finding a way to come back and give the Chiefs the lead. Nobody really talks about Tom Brady throwing a pick six and struggling in the first 3 quarters against the Falcons to go down 28-3. They remember his unbelievable comeback where he was nearly perfect in the fourth quarter. Nobody remembers Joe Montana's 3 interceptions in the 1981 NFC Championship game. They remember his great drive accumulating with the catch at the end of the game. That's the way sports work. It's all about what do you do at the end. It's all about who wins. The winner controls the narrative, and that's what happened for Kansas City. And, Mahomes was incredible in the fourth quarter. That's what happened. But I find it very interesting. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not trying to say that Mahomes was bad or we shouldn't give him credit. We should give Mahomes credit. Mahomes was incredible, but I also thought it was just interesting because he didn't play that well in the first 3 quarters. So let's talk about all of it, not just the positives. So, anyways, that's just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.